Sheila and the Ford family for this opportunity. I also wouldn't be here without Coach Patricia and Bob Quinn, and for them really, reaching out to me, a year and a half ago to come in here and, be the offensive coordinator. Totally, so appreciative to them and, Coach Patricia and the relationship that that I was able to build with him. I got to do that and thank them. Just kind of tell you how it went. So on, I think it was Saturday, all the days are running together already, but on Saturday, I was with my family, my wife, my 3 daughters, and then my 2, I guess, future son-in-laws now. They both wanted to talk to me this past weekend. But we were at the Henry Ford Museum, and we were having a good time there, and then got a text and ended up calling and talking to Rod and Sheila. So it's kind of been a whirlwind. I went to work on Saturday night and then went back in the office on Sunday and worked all day Sunday. And then here I am working from my house from this Zoom call to talk to all of you. So with that, I will open it up for questions.
All right, we'll start with Tim.
Hey, Bev, thanks for taking the time. I'm just curious, what was your message to the team?
Well, I've talked to him twice, so the first time that I spoke to him on Saturday, I just talked to him about, we're all going through all these changes. It's obviously been a difficult year, whether you're talking about the COVID, pandemic that we're going through with all the other stuff that's happening around the world, social injustice, those things, meeting on Zoom calls, the way that the season's going, it's been rough, it's been challenging, but I told him the game doesn't care, and it's for us right now to pick up where we are, and we got 5 opportunities left. I'm super excited to lead them in those five opportunities, and I expect us to kind of what I also ended up on today was. I expect them to bring their energy, to bring a new refreshed attitude when they walk in the building on Wednesday. They're going to get a new perspective and, ready to go, kind of with their hair on fire and kind of, take it one game at a time.
And then just a quick follow-up. Are you still going to call plays, handle offensive coordinator duties? Are you going to dip your toes in defense a little bit more? Just how are you going to structure those roles?
Yeah, so Corey and I have a great relationship. I've been really appreciative of him since the day that he's walked in here. We've had many conversations about, basically the whole program. So I trust him fully because of those conversations. So we'll continue to talk each and every day. But Corey's going to call the defense. He's going to, he's going to do the best job that he can to put those guys in position to be successful. I think it's unique, that I can have an opportunity to speak to him from an offensive perspective. And then, he does the same thing for me as from the defensive perspective, and we're able to share that information. As far as the offense goes, I'm still going to call plays. That's what I was brought in here for. I'm comfortable. I think the players are comfortable with the language, with the voice. They're used to it. So at this point, to give us the best chance to win, I think we continue to do that.
Mikey.
Hey, Bev, congrats on the gig. Obviously, things didn't work out with Matt. Here in the last 5 games, the last 5 weeks of the season, what do you want to do differently? What do you want your hallmark to be, your fingerprint on this team to be?
Well, I appreciate the question. The one thing that I got to do is I got to be me. I've been at a lot of stops. I've seen a lot of different head coaches that have gone up there, and there's great things about each and every one of them. So as I was doing that, you kind of try to see yourself in that role, and how you would handle situations, the things that are important to you, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna be myself. I'm asking, like I said, the guys to come in with with refreshed attitude, ready to work, number one, but ready to have a good time, and kind of just let them play with their hair on fire. Let them play fast. Let them play free. And then, we'll worry about the end result at the end, but we're going to take it one game at a time, and hopefully we'll like what happens at the end.
And just one follow-up. You said you're going to call plays offensively. How do you want to see the offense evolve, if at all, down the stretch?
Well, be truthfully, I think we need to be more consistent on offense. We have talented players. We haven't had all those players all year, but like I said, the game doesn't care, and so we got to do the best that we can with all the things that we have available to us. But I want us to play more consistent. I want us to continue to try to find those explosive plays that we haven't been as consistent as we've liked to be finding those. And again, just play that same way. As you look back to last game against Houston, we come out, we score a touchdown, we turn it over 3 times in a row. I mean, you're never going to win a game when you're doing that. I think the third drive was after a long drive, and almost in the red area, we turn it over. The next drive, we take it for a touchdown. So I know we're capable. I know we have that in us, but we got to clean up those turnovers, and we got to be more consistent.
Thank you, Darrell.
So Mike Rothstein.
Hey, Bev, congratulations. I'm curious in that you said a couple weeks ago that you've been chasing a head coaching opportunity for a while. How do you feel that this is that opportunity? Because it's a different situation than probably what you would have envisioned, your first shot at being a head coach being.
Yeah, Mike, I hate the circumstances with which it happened, but it's an opportunity, and you got to take full advantages of opportunities that you're given, however they come your way. So, like I told the players, I'm jacked. I'm excited. I get 5-game audition, to show what I'm capable of. But I also told them that everybody's watching them, whether it's our team, whether it's other teams, whether the opportunities for them to continue to play. People are watching them, and so how we react in this moment and how we're able to bring out our best in these next 5 games is going to tell all. And regardless, no one cares about the circumstances, how I'm doing this head coach thing, but they're going to judge me on those 5 games. So I want to give my best in that.
And you mentioned that you want the guys to come in and have fun, have their hair on fire. Did you feel like that was missing the last few months, maybe even this last season, from what was going on and kind of how you ended up at this point?
Yeah, kind of, really, Mike, what I told those guys is I don't care what happened before. I don't care what's happening. Really, I don't care what's happening next week. I care what happens this week. So we're not looking back. It's like I said, I love Coach Patricia. I love Bob. And, again, they brought me in here. I'm so thankful and grateful for them. So I'm not judging myself against them. I'm just talking like right now for today, how I want those guys to play, how I want them to feel. And, I'm just excited to have the opportunity to do that.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Dave Burkett.
Hey, Bev. Let me echo everyone and saying congrats on getting the job.
Thanks,
First thing, just a quick follow-up to what Mike just asked, because you had mentioned that new refreshed attitude a couple times. Can you just describe what the attitude was before of the team?
Well, I think it's just been a little inconsistent at times. Just my thing is I just want them to be able to have a great time. It's important to know that being able to have a good time and hard work. They don't have to be individual deals. You can have a great time and work hard, and that's what I told the guys. That's what I want them to do. And it's never really been about their work. They've worked hard. So I'm excited to be able to just bring that attitude for them.
But were they not having fun before then? Was that part of it?
Like I said, I don't want to. Again, I'm not getting into judging or any of that. That's just what I told them. I want them to be able to have fun. David, just to talk about. There's no fun in losing. These guys work hard, and it's not fun when you lose. And so part of it is definitely that.
All right. The other thing, so you at the museum, what were you looking at when you got the text? Describe that situation right there.
Yeah, well, kind of funny. We had just gone through where they did the glass blowing, and my wife liked the ornament that they were doing, so we actually were headed to the gift shop. And right when we walked in the gift shop, I got the text. So we were getting ready to buy one of their handmade ornaments there.
What did the text say? And you have to step out and call them, or what did it say?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was call Rod ASAP, and so kind of get that text, that something's up. Didn't know exactly what it was.
What did Rod say? And I don't know, did it surprise you at all that Matt was let go, I guess, too?
Well, it's never good when you get a call the president ASAP. And, so I called him, and Rod patched Sheila in, and we had just a brief conversation at that moment that, what they had done with Coach and Bob. And then that's when they, extended the opportunity to be the interim head coach. and told him I was honored for it. I was excited to be able to do that, and excited for these next 5 weeks.
And just to be clear, that text was from Rod.
No, it was the text was not from Rod. It was from Kevin.
Okay. And then very last thing, has Sheila or Rod, what have they said, if anything, about your candidacy for the full-time job after the season?
I spoke with Rod just briefly about it, and as I know, I mean, it's all about winning in this business, and so regardless of what happens, I get 5 weeks to audition for it. He said yes, that would be a possibility, but like I said, the 5 weeks you're going to be telling.
Right. Great. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Brad Galley.
Darrell, when you've been around this game a long time, I'm sure you, in your mind, knew that if the losses continued to pile up this year, this would be a possibility. I'm curious how you've prepared yourself for this possibility in the last year and even throughout your career.
Yeah, Brad, I've done it for I think 20 years now, and when I first started, I pay attention a lot. I think I'm a good listener, and then I kind of judge the people by things that I like they're doing, things that I don't like that they're doing. Like, oh, I like that about the schedule. Dang, I wish more doing that. And just trying to make it just trying to make it my own if I ever had that opportunity to do it. And so here it is. And so I've had great mentors. I've worked from with Mike Sherman at Green Bay. I mean, Pete Carroll. I've spoken with him on the phone, and he's been awesome with me. I got Brad Childress, who's been a mentor of mine and kind of by my side since day one, and as a college player. So just taking all the things that they've taught me and that I've learned from those guys, and going to try to put it to the test here for the next 5 weeks.
So this happens on the same weekend that two men asked you for your daughter's hands in marriage. Is that how we're understanding it correctly?
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, they two of them. I got two older daughters, and it both happened. And the kind of funny story. One of them. So my middle daughter's a softball player at BYU, and so when she came up here, she's like, I haven't got enough hitting in. I want to go hit. So we went out and hit, and one of them took a softball off the eye. So he asked me why we were in the emergency room, getting him stitched up, if you can believe it.
Wow. Well, congrats on all that, Darrell.
Thank you.
Mike Stone.
Yeah, congratulations, Bev. You mentioned the word fun. Offenses around this league are fun. Did you have anything that Matt or where anybody else told you maybe to scale back and maybe make the offense more conservative and less fun than you wanted?
I don't know. I think Coach gave me a lot of leeway, to run the offense. There's a lot of things that are going on offense when you're trying to, like I say, when you're trying to maximize the skill sets of the guys that you have, and then the weaknesses that you have, you're trying not to let those show up. In the last game, we did have a little fun. We were able to hit the one, reverse, triple, hand back to Matthew, or we threw it back to Matthew on another one. So we're going to continue to try to do that. Again, like I said, it's fun winning. It's fun moving the ball down the field. And, we have playmakers, just got to get in their hands.
And then one follow-up, your thoughts on your quarterback. Obviously, he's been a little polarizing the last year or so, health things and things like that. Do you feel he's the guy to lead this team to the next level at his age and his health?
Well, I can tell you this: Matthew comes to work every day. He's given me everything that he could possibly give. I think he's given everything he could possibly give to the team. He takes shots. He's been beat up. He's played through it. He's tough as they come. He's definitely a positive influence for our team. The guys look up to him. The guys love him. And I'm excited that I have 5 more weeks to work with him in this situation, because I know it'll bring out the best in him. And and if he's playing his best, I know we've got a great shot to win.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do 3 more, starting with Justin Rogers.
Bevell, congratulations. You talked about the message to the players. I'm just curious how you feel the players have responded to you in this announcement that you'll be leading them.
Well, the interesting thing, Justin, is like I haven't even been in the building with them. I mean, so it's tough to feel the emotions and things on Zoom. Like I can't tell how you guys are receiving this right now, even, you know. I do have to say one thing though. So the two guys asked me for my permission. They haven't officially asked them yet. So that's where that was. That was just permission. So I don't know when that's coming, but just to be clear. But, you know, so it's a little hard. I mean, I just want them to feel my juice. I just want them to feel my energy. I actually cannot wait to get in the building on Wednesday. And then I'm standing in front of the room where, you know, there's a better vibe. There's a better feel. I think it's been great, you know, these last couple of days. I mean, I think they're excited. I'm excited. But I'll probably be able to give you a better answer, you know, after I meet with them on Wednesday.
And we look at these situations as auditions for players. You know, really what are they going to be able to give the team going forward? But this is an audition for you too. Maybe not just for here, but for 31 other teams. I'm just curious, what do you want to show in these 5 games about who you are in this role?
Well, I mean, I'm taking it that way. I'm taking it as an audition, you know, and like I did tell them today. I told them that, you know, everybody's watching. Everybody's watching them. You know, whether it's our team, whether it's other teams, other organizations, you know, because everybody's in different situations, contract situations, that kind of thing. And the game keeps moving. So we got no other opportunity than just to be at our best. And, you know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be at my best. And I hope what that is bringing out the best in them, that you'll see a difference in them. You'll see a difference in their play. You'll see a difference in really, hopefully, everything. And that will be enough for us.
Nick Baumgartner.
Hey, Joe, congrats on the job. Obviously, I want to build off Justin's question there. You said earlier, you know, that you ultimately have to be you, and you want to make sure that comes through in these next 5 games. Obviously, you're calling offense prior to this within, you know, another head coach's overall plan. Should we expect to see something different in terms of the look and feel of how the offense runs, or, you know, is there more there, I guess, that you haven't been able to show?
Good question, Nick. I think we'll have to wait and find out.
Fair enough. Thanks, Dave.
All right, we'll do Michael Stats, last question.
Congrats on getting the gig.
Thank you.
You head into a very uncertain future here. You know, it could be 5 weeks. You could be out of a gig once the new GM comes into play here. I'm just wondering, does it give you kind of a sense of freedom here that you have nothing to lose here these last 5 weeks, or is that kind of hanging over your head a little bit, the uncertainty of what happens after the season ends?
Well, the way I take it is I got 5 opportunities. You know, I got 5 shots to be able to show what I can do, and so that'll be my sole focus. I told them, you know, I keep saying 5, but I really want it to be 1. You know, we're talking about Chicago. It'll all be about Chicago. You know, as soon as we go in there on Wednesday, and you know, take it 1 week, 1 day at a time, and then all that other stuff, you know, we'll let that kind of sort itself out at the end.
So you just kind of compartmentalize, and then you're saying.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Bev. Thanks, everybody. Guys, stay on the call here. Matthew will be joining us momentarily.
Thank you, Darrell.
Thanks, Bev.
Thanks, Bev. Thanks, Anna.
Thanks.
before. How is this different though with a head coach during the season? Is it similar all to Matthew to like 2015 when you really changed coordinators in the middle of the season?
It's a little bit different. Obviously, when we were changing coordinators, who was calling plays and kind of the scheme of our offense changed as well, kind of mid-season, which was pretty unique and difficult. I think, I know Bev's going to continue calling the plays on offense, so I don't think much will change there as far as having to get used to new things. But each one of these times it happens, you hate to see it happen, but it's a unique challenge. We got to, as players, adapt and obviously get ready to go to work. We've got 5 football games left. Obviously, a good football team in Chicago coming up. So we've got a lot of work to do.
And Matthew, just one other thing. I don't know if you heard, I don't know if you followed Sheila's press conference or whatever. I wonder what your reaction was immediately. And then she spoke very highly of you, but also said your future in Detroit will be up to the coaches. How you felt about those two?
I didn't follow it, to be honest with you. But obviously appreciate everything she has to say. She's done a great job for us since she's been here, so I'm appreciative of her. And as far as my future goes past this season, I'll figure that out, talk about that later on. To me, I got a lot of work to be done. As a team and as a leader, there's a lot to be done here for the rest of the season.
Cool. Thank you.
Justin Rose.
Hey, Matthew, did you sense the animosity there was from the fan base for Matt Patricia throughout? I mean, obviously, we've been asking you about it the past couple of weeks, but did you start to sense that earlier this season?
No, we kind of live in our own little bubble, especially this year. Geez, nobody there, nobody at the game. So we're just going about our business trying to win football games, and obviously didn't do that at a high enough clip, and need to bounce back and have a strong 5 games here.
And Bev kind of mentioned how he wants you guys to have more fun and play a little loose and kind of. Did you feel like you weren't having fun? I know losing isn't fun, but at the same time, the way Bev just spoke, it was about kind of opening things up and kind of having a little bit more fun.
Well, I think you hit it, nail on the head. Obviously, winning is a lot of fun. Losing makes it less fun, that's for sure. So do everything we can to win. I think Bev's probably just probably speaking more to his personality and how he wants things to go. This is an opportunity for him, to put his stamp on it. And I know he'll take the opportunity and just try to be himself as much as he possibly can. And you guys have talked to him. You guys know what kind of person he is. I imagine he'll be that same kind of person, in front of everybody.
Thanks, Matthew.
Justin Rogers.
Hey, Matthew, I know you just said you don't really want to talk big picture, so I apologize, but I'm going to ask a big picture question here. Do you have the bandwidth for another makeover of the front office? You've done this before with GMs, you've done it before with coaches. I'm just wondering if you have, the patience to go through it again.
I'm not going to limit myself to anything, but I think. Like you said, you apologize for the question. I'll apologize for my answer, and that I'll answer that probably, better for you, after the season. There's too much work for me to be done at the moment. And if I'm worried about all that kind of other stuff, I'm not worried about, trying to beat the Bears. And that's unfair to, my teammates, my coaches, ownership, our fans, everybody. So I'm going to put my best foot forward and trying to beat the Bears this weekend, and we'll figure all that other stuff out down the road.
Can you just give us a little bit better sense of your relationship with Darrell as a coach since he arrived here, what you think he'll bring to the position, and I guess how important it is to not only win for yourselves, but to win for him and, give him that boost in his career?
Yeah, as far as, the work that I've done with him, obviously I spent a ton of time with him. We talk constantly on, where we want this thing to go as an offense and all that. And obviously he was, instrumental in teaching me this thing. I had no experience with it until he got here. I have a lot of respect for him as a coach. I think he's done a great job, teaching our guys on offense. I think as far as, being a head coach, he's just going to continue to be himself. I feel like, Bev is extremely comfortable in his own skin and knows who he is, and as a player or as a coach and as a person. I'm excited to see him get the opportunity to stand up in front of the team and maybe let some of the defensive guys in on just kind of how he is. And they don't get a ton of experience, hearing from him until now. So I think it'll be a fun experience for him, and obviously something where there's still a lot on the line for us playing this year, so we got a lot of work to do.
Thank you, Matthew.
Yeah.
Dave, I was waiting for a quick quip about the bandwidth there, Matthew.
Yeah, I mean it was coming, but I let it ride.
Oh, smile. Just to follow up on Justin's question about Darrell, can you? I don't know. What's the general sense of excitement? I guess beyond you, other offensive players, for him to have this opportunity. Nobody wanted it to happen this way, obviously, but he seems like he's a well-liked guy in the locker room. So.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, this is a tough situation for everybody, and nobody wants it to happen the way it did. But I think Bev just talked to you guys. I'm sure he shared just how excited he is. And when you're, a player and you get that coach that's, excited like that, it's a fun thing, As a player, this is it's a fun game. It's an exciting game. Let's go have some fun and play with some excitement and some passion. And I know that Bev, brings that in his own way. It's different. Every person is different, but he's going to be comfortable in who he is. He's going to bring his energy that's authentic and natural to him, and it's on us to go make that come to life on the field on Sundays and win games.
You kind of just did this a little bit. Maybe you can delve a little bit more into that. Who he is. You're saying he's going to be who he is, and we see it a little bit. But can you give us an idea of just beyond the excitement? Who is Darrell Bevell? What is it?
Yeah,
like?
I wouldn't want to speak too much on. I want him to have the opportunity to tell you guys. I think that would be fair to him. But as far as a coach on offense, he's obviously a smart guy. He's passionate about the game of football. He's passionate about the players on the team. And he likes to have a good time, which is great. So I'll let him kind of dive into who he is more with you guys to give him that opportunity. But like every person on this call, everybody's different, and Bev's going to bring his uniqueness and his attitude and his demeanor to the game and to our team.
Very last thing, most of us here were not surprised that Matt was fired, and I guess to a lesser extent, Bob. What was your reaction? Did you expect it to happen over the weekend?
Never expect it to happen. We're just going about our business, trying to win games, and hate the way it happened. For those guys, they put so much time and effort into trying to get this team to where it needs to be, and it didn't happen. I understand that this is a winning based business, and I get that. But I'm always surprised by those things. I never feel like it's going to happen, and then it does.
Appreciate it. Glad your bandwidth held up for the answers.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll get ready to wrap with Michael, Kyle, and then Stoney.
Hey, Matthew, I want to follow up on something that Bevell asked, and you kind of alluded to it before, but he talked about that you can work hard and have fun. Was that something that just through the 3 years was missing, maybe the fun part of it? Because, even Bevell said that he never questioned the work.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for us is just responding to what Bev is going to bring, and if that's what he wants us to do and wants us to, to achieve and to have happen, then we're going to do our best to do that. And I think this group does work extremely hard, and obviously it's a whole lot of fun. It's a whole lot more fun when you're winning games. So that's the biggest and most important thing at the moment.
And with that, I mean, what I guess fun were you having under Patricia? Because a lot of your former teammates seemed like they came out after Bob and Matt were fired and seemed to be pretty celebratory, for lack of a better term, on Twitter, whether it was Darius or Tulloch or guys like that. So I'm just kind of curious where you were at with that.
I'm not going to get into what those guys were saying. Everybody has their own opinion and what can say what they want to say. But for me, I love playing the game of football. I have fun every time I put the helmet on and go out there and play. And to me, working hard is fun. I have a blast with my teammates. I think the biggest thing, like I said earlier, is trying to win ball games. When you're winning ball games and having success, the fun comes second nature.
And just a last question that's kind of off topic from all this stuff, but did you see what happened? Did you catch much of what happened in Denver yesterday with their quarterback situation? And who would be that person for you guys at this point?
I was peeking it, yeah. Really more so to see how many times Sam was going to have to punt. But it ended up not being too big of a number. But for us, we actually kind of have a sneaky talented group of throwers. I mean, Sanu's passer rating, I think, is like perfect. Amendola throws it good. Agnew dropped a dime on me on Thanksgiving that I dropped. So, I mean, there's endless possibilities. We'll keep defenses guessing with that one, but hopefully don't have to find out.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Matthew. I did text with Glasgow. He said they would probably forfeit before he played quarterback. Just to,
That's probably a good move.
My question for you was about Darrell and his positivity. It's something that a lot of guys have talked about in the past, before all this went down. And you've talked about it too, and how much you liked that approach from your coordinator. Can you just speak on that and your experiences with Darrell as a positive guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think from day one when I first met him, he's always been the same guy. He's been positive, upbeat. He loves coming to work. He loves the game of football. I think he's lucky early in his career. He got to spend a lot of time around Brett Favre. And, it's a similar kind of feel where they just love the game for the game. And it's something that's pretty cool to see. And I know that Bev has great appreciation for Brett. And I think it probably rubbed off on him a little bit just on how much fun a grown man can have playing a kid's game. And he brings that kind of youthful joy to the game and, always has since I've met him. And that's really never changed. So I'm excited for, like I said earlier, some of the guys that probably haven't gotten enough or a lot of time, with him and in front of him and listening to him to get the opportunity to do so.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, we'll wrap with Stoney.
All right, Matthew, I think it'd be fair to say that Jim Schwartz was not exactly beloved. Caldwell was, and Matt Patricia was not exactly beloved by a lot of the guys in the locker room. Is it important to have a coach that you really like?
I think it's important to win. I think that's the most important thing. I think everybody's experiences are going to be, seen through the lens of kind of wins and losses. And, if you have this lens of a bunch of success and a bunch of wins, everybody has a great look on it. And if it's the opposite, I think it can, turn it a little bit worse than maybe it was. So, I think the biggest thing is to win. And, that's not a head coach by himself thing or a GM by himself thing. That's a team thing. That's an everybody thing. And we've got to do a good job of making sure that we have that mindset coming into the next 5 games and make sure we do everything we can to get those wins.
And finally, if you are back next year, do you want to be asked any input on new coach or, keeping Darrell, that type of thing? Do you want to
we'll talk about that and figure all that out at a later date. I appreciate you asking, but not going to spend any mental energy on it. Don't want to clog up the bandwidth.
Hey, Matthew, did you ever play receiver, by the way? Because that was almost a great catch, like anywhere. Or anything
no,
like that?
Maybe a little bit of 4th grade football. Would get out there and run a slant or two, but I tried to lay hands him, but the guy did a great job of breaking it up.
You want that called again?
I thought it was close. Bang, bang. So.
I thought you played baseball.
Yeah, I did that.
All right, thanks, Matthew.
All right, guys. Appreciate you.
Matthew.
Thanks, Matthew.